Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program. Today I'd like to talk about when does owning an upper luxury wristwatch give you inner strength? And I'd firstly just like to define this. Some of my people, some of the fans and followers have said that, oh, that's all very well if you've got a Patek. But when I'm talking about a high-end upper luxury wristwatch, we're talking anything that is a luxury wristwatch, which, as I've said numerous times before, an Omega Speedmaster Man on the Moon, it qualifies. Rolex, any Rolex would qualify. Even something like a Planet Ocean, which I'm not a huge fan of, that would qualify. Tag Heuers naturally would be excluded. And, the Nomos or that Frederick Constant, that also be excluded. But any good, decent watch, and if you're a fan of the channel, you know where my standards are. And it doesn't have to be a Patek. You can have a Rolex Explorer 2 on your wrist and be shafted and feel confident. And I just wanted to draw on, when does owning an upper luxury wristwatch give you inner strength? And I gotta say, in my own life there, Archie's faced many disappointments. I'm a huge fan of compartmentalizing my life. And I have to do this, otherwise I would just be in the insane asylum. And I've had a lot of fucking shit come my way. And I gotta say, compartmentalizing and luxury watches has really helped me. And let me give you an example. There have been numerous times when I've been fired. That's right, I've been fired. And I was working, I'll give you a couple classic cases. I was working at Frontline Defense Services doing IT work when the HR goon came into my room and said, hey, could we have a couple minutes of your time? And this is the place where they didn't respect the hard work and effort that I'd put into keeping their ICT functions up and running as best as possible. They didn't appreciate my effort. And they didn't understand. A lot of the, complaints I had were based on the fact that they had no backups in place. They had a fucking disaster. It was a disaster waiting to explode. And I was trying to get funding and trying to get things improved. And no one would appreciate that. And this is why it's very, very important. It's very important to have a luxury wristwatch strapped on your wrist. I was wearing my Patek Calatrava 5107 when they asked me for a few minutes of my time. And, that was that, to a lot of people, that would have been a trying moment. But no, not to Archie. I just, looking back in hindsight, I'd like to say to Jane, who was my boss, who told me she didn't think I fitted in terribly well. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Jane. It was probably the greatest thing you could have done for me, is given me the ass, because Stuart at Frontline Defense Service is an absolute fucking maniac, and I would have had a nervous breakdown if I stayed there. So Jane, thank you for giving me the boot. And it's by wearing a Patek Calatrava that I could draw some inner strength. I could look down at my watch and think to myself, fuck me dead, Jane. You think I'm incompetent by continually hassling you for a backup solution? That's because we have none. We have none, and it scares the fuck out of me. Other times when I've been sacked, I also got the tap on the shoulder. What was I wearing? I think I was wearing the 5035 annual calendar. I was wearing my annual calendar when the nice people at KBR, Kellogg Brown and Root, they told me I had an interview for the junior role. And I came prepared in my suit. Naturally, I wore my 5035 for luck. And they told me that, look, we've looked through your resume, and you're grossly overqualified, and we'd like to finish you up immediately on the spot. And I should have said to them. I felt like saying to them, have any of you people done the ethics training course? KBR's big on ethics training. They don't fucking care about it. It's all bullshit, but they like to pretend they're big on ethics training. And, I felt like saying, hey, have any of you done the ethics course? Because I think what you're doing to me is highly, highly unethical. But, I could draw strength from my Patek annual calendar and just seize the moment and say, well, okay, thank you very much. I'll take the money and fuck off. And to be honest with you, KBR in Queensland, my God, that ship has hit the fucking skids. It's like watching the Corsa Coscodia, that vessel sink, roll. And since I got the Rissole, the big G's, Colin Elliott got the shaft, Marion Rivers got the shaft, and they've all been made redundant. And I gotta say, this is a mean, nasty world, and in my case there, I could draw strength on having a luxury wristwatch on my wrist. Made me realize that, hey, it made me realize that, it just gave me an inner strength. It doesn't matter. Don't need to worry. It's all okay. And sometimes you look at what happens in life, and having a luxury wristwatch allows you to handle the bad and then seize the moment and realize it was a big mistake. And this is how life is. This is how life is. And there's been other times which haven't been haven't been necessarily the employer's fault. Like when I got fired from Spotless Cleaning Services for continually surfing the net. That's how it goes. What can you say, hey? Archie's just got to be a bit more careful next time. But, that's it. And I think I was wearing my Calatrava, the 5107, when I got the Rissole at that place. But, this is how life is. And I draw great strength from having a luxury wristwatch. No matter what adversities I'm faced with, I can handle them, deal with them, and move forward. And I think having a luxury wristwatch enables you to handle all the bad shit. And, if you've got a Submariner on and you've been Rissoled, it adds a bit of comfort. So, I'd like to hear from all my fans and viewers there. Tell me a story where you've been Rissoled, you've been given the boot, and your luxury wristwatch has given you an inner